Located in the heart of Melbourne suburbia, Sandown Park is a track that is much loved by fans and always produces exciting racing. However, as I drove this track trying to learn the supercar on iRacing, I thought to myself, what would Sandown be like if we drove it in reverse? Alright, here we are in the Holden Toll Racing Teams at V Commodore, coming up to the start-finish line. And one thing to just remember, I'm not very good at this car, but as we come into the turn 1-2 chicane, it's very tricky, very challenging. I'd almost say more challenging than it is going forwards, especially with the high speeds going down from. As we pass under the Penrite Bridge into Dandenong for turn 4, I like this bit, the uphill into the chicane. Obviously such an exciting bit of racetrack, but uphill it just feels more natural and flowing onto the main straight. Obviously an exciting overtaking spot. Normally in reverse it would be a bit hard to get side-by-side racing, but as we come through turn 8 you could get more side-by-side racing into turn 9, this long hard braking zone down here, before we head down into the turn 10 and 11 chicane. This one a little bit less tricky than it is forwards, but the second curb, usually the first curb, is a little bit high. Into the final corner, I slid a little bit here on my fastest lap that I did, but otherwise that corner's nice and it's a nice way to run onto the main straight just as we come to finish a lap of Sandown in reverse. Now, what do I think? I think it's exciting. I think it would probably promote a little bit more overtaking than the normal layout, given that you've got two hard braking zones followed by some exciting technical parts of the track, the chicanes in particular. I found that as I was running it in reverse, it actually had quite a nice flow to it. It didn't seem unnatural. It just it felt right, which is strange for a track in reverse, because usually they're meant to go forwards, but it just felt nice. Now, one problem I had was the braking zones. If this were a real race, they would not be long enough by a long shot. They would have to be extended, particularly that corner there, way too close. You'd need to extend it by at least another 50 meters to have a gravel trap, to have a proper runoff, perhaps even concrete runoff. And of course down into the turn 1 chicane as well, the fence is immediately there. But the problem with this corner is that there's not exactly room to expand backwards, as behind this wall is a small hill that's used as a viewing platform. But as you can see here, I sent it into the wall and there's no time for stopping if you miss your braking marker. It's very dangerous. Obviously I think it could be fixed as well if you put concrete there and then perhaps drag the wall back a little bit. But even when I was just getting a little bit squirrely, it just didn't feel like a safe sort of braking zone, if you get what I mean. However, this section of track is greatly improved in its safety, as you don't have to worry about the high speeds coming into turn 6 anymore, and I find it a nice technical bit of track. While I was running, obviously, I found it very exciting to try and get a nice run onto the back straight. I didn't always do it. I found that I was sort of turning in a bit too tight to get a good run, and sometimes I'd clip the grass on exit here, as you can see there, but it was fun nonetheless. Another big improvement from running in reverse is that the pit entry is about 1,000 times better. You have a long pull-off zone, and as we go into super fast mode, you'll see the downside in the sense that the pit exit is abysmal. In fact, it's perhaps the worst I've ever seen. The good thing is that it could be easier fixed than fixing the entry of the normal layout. For example, you could run a protected lane around the outside of turn 1 if you're extending the runoff, or perhaps even a tunnel underneath, similar to Abu Dhabi. Both, however, are very expensive options to fix the problem. Another thing are these little slits that you can see on the left hand side that are used by officials and recovery vehicles, and obviously, as most tracks run in reverse, they're pointing the wrong way, and in that sense, if you even get near that, it's a death trap. As you'll see in a second, there's a reason why they usually run in the same direction of the track, and hitting them at the wrong direction, it's just totally unsafe and you'd never be able to run that. So that would require a total flipping of the barriers, which is obviously a huge expensive process. My final take is that I feel like Sandown in reverse would be quite an exciting track, It would obviously require a lot of money to upgrade to have the safety features to be able to accommodate racing in reverse, but I just feel like the racing quality would be so damn good. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you did like this video, make sure to like it and hit subscribe. It does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. I'm thinking of making this a little series, as I'm already working on a Bathurst and Oran Park video, just for a little bit of fun. As I said, I was learning the supercar and I thought, why not? Why not? But anyway guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.